And after 21 years of service in the U.S. Army, a former Delta operator is dedicating his life to healing his peers. The co-founder of Warrior's Heart will join us live to share a unique program that's helping veterans rebuild their lives. And with North Carolina's close connections to the military, home to Fort Bragg and Camp Lejeune, we know there's high interest in helping our veterans. Good morning, everyone. It is 9 o'clock. We'll get to that in just a moment.
7 this morning, we're raising awareness about suicide prevention and recovery from addiction. Find out how warriors are helping heal warriors up next. Well, September is both Suicide Prevention and Recovery Awareness Month. Warrior's Heart is a unique program helping military veterans and first responders heal and rebuild their lives. Well, here to explain his mission is former Delta operator and Warrior's Heart founder Tom Spooner. Tom, great to have you in the program this morning. Before we talk about your program, I want to get back to your own personal experience in the military. You mentioned 21 years of service. How did that service impact you when you left the military?
Yeah, Ken, thanks for having me. And how that service impacted me was it gave me mission and it gave me purpose. You know, I love being in the military. I spent 21 years on Fort Bragg. In my story, I struggled with alcoholism at an early age. I got sober in '92, so I did 16 years of in special operations, 40 months of combat. During that time, I got a good amount of post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury also. So all of those things worked as a culmination of giving me everything that I need to create Warrior's Heart, you know, and help warriors like me that are experiencing those kind of struggles heal and train and get back into the fight for life.
And, you know, Tom, in talking to many veterans over the years, there's always this sense of that I can't talk about my experiences, particularly when I've interviewed Vietnam veterans or their families. They say they can talk about everything else except their service, and sometimes it's debilitating for many of these veterans. So how is Warrior's Heart helping?
Yeah, the number one thing that we help with that is there's immediately a peer network at Warrior's Heart, because it's only active duty military veterans, first responders, law enforcement. So they immediately have that peer network. So although a stateside paramedic and a combat veteran may have very different physical experiences, what's eating them up inside is exactly the same. So there's immediate that brotherhood and sisterhood that occurs.
You know, there's always a stigma surrounding mental health, and I'm sure your program is addressing that, but how is it doing so in helping these veterans really meet their demons, so to speak?
Yeah, one of the unique things that we do at Warrior's Heart is we treat both aspects of what's going on inside. The first aspect is the chemical dependency or the self-medication, and then the other aspect is the trauma, the moral grief and injury, and the PTSD. So we have our licensed chemical dependency counselors and we have our dual diagnosis trauma counselors. So we attack it on both fronts, you know, to give them the lives that they've deserved and have earned.
Yeah. You know, Tom, what is your message this morning to warriors who may be feeling alone and maybe thinking about suicide?
My message would be number one is to know that you're not alone, and to know that you're worth it. You're worth getting the help. Your family's worth it. Your friends. You know, the world is a much better place with you here than you leaving. It's a tough road, but it's already been a tough road, so it's nothing new, and you can do it.
Yeah, poignant message. Really quickly, Tom, where can people go to get more information about Warrior's Heart?
They can go to warriorsheart.com or call 866-868-9383.
Tom Spooner, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your insights this morning.
Thanks for having me, Ken.